It's clear that we all care about our constituencies, and in my own of North East Fife, it is well below the UK average for cash access in terms of stats. Now, the new powers and obligations given to the FCA under the Financial Services and Market Act has gone some way to address these problems. I think it's important that we remember that everything that was happening before was voluntary. But we've gone through the review process with Link twice, successfully in Anstruther, but frustratingly not so in Cooper. And the Anstruther banking counter is to some extent our success story. The banks closed, the post office closed, a review was carried out and recommendations were made for a counter allowing for cash deposits and withdrawals. But there were some problems with the process which I hope can be ironed out. The review was requested by a local organisation who'd hoped to be able to provide space for the counter if recommended, knowing that a lot of their customers use cash and there isn't a nearby ATM. But they weren't actually automatically advised of the outcome of the assessment and only found out after the fact. And it did mean that they didn't get the chance to make the input to those who were making the assessment looking at locations. And then I myself was not aware of the opening of the hub until I heard incidentally from a local councillor who was involved in the running of the location where the hub was opening. And I would say that if elected representatives and local media don't know about counters opening, then I'm very concerned that the public won't know either. But the main issue, which many have picked up, is that the cash counter is not a banking hub. Part of the picture, as I understand it, is that we could have more support in Anstruther if someone was willing to take on the post office, but no one wants to. And having met with the National Federation of Sub-Postmasters earlier this year, I can understand why. This is a problem the government needs to address, and I hope the Minister can do so in their remarks. What is the government doing to make taking on a post office more attractive, as they are vital to the success of banking hubs, but also the health of communities more generally? The other part of the picture is that legislation only requires maintaining access to cash, not banking services, of others has touched on, and that is a real oversight. I mentioned in my intervention to the Honourable Member, who was successful in securing this debate, and I congratulate him, that the APPG for fair banking gave us some quite worrying stats around the financial health of household incomes. It is incumbent on the banks to help people better manage their finances so we don't end up with situations with people in debt. And I did ask the Minister whether the Financial Inclusion Committee, chaired by her, would look at access to banking services, and I hope she will be able to update us on that today. The last point I want to make is that others have mentioned, which is about the challenge around ATMs. We have had a big problem in Leven where in just the last few weeks the final bank has closed. We've got a nationwide, but what we've actually had is that nationwide running consistently out of money and customers really showing their frustration. Whether it's more cash points or more replenishing of what's already there, something has to be done. And I think the assessments need to take better consideration of what actual cash usage looks like in an area. Thank you.